Hello friend, myself Prashant Ilmame work as a lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Department from KKO Polytechnic Nasik. Today we'll discuss the topic about design procedure of knuckle joint. First we see the definition of knuckle joint. Knuckle joint is a mechanical joint which are used to connect two axial rod under tensile load and permit some angular movement. Let us see the 3D view of each part of knuckle joint. This is a single eye. These are the double eye, which is also called as fork. This is a knuckle pin. This is a collar, and for locking purpose we use lock pin. Now we see the 2D diagram or dimensional view of a knuckle joint. These are the dimensional view of a knuckle joint. These are the single eye. These are double eye. This is knuckle pin. This is a collar, and these are the lock pin. We keep in mind that the dimensions of knuckle joint, where W is a tensile load, D1 is a diameter of knuckle pin, D2 is a diameter of single eye or double eye, D3 is a diameter of knuckle pin, small t is a thickness of single eye, small t1 is a thickness of double eye or fork, small t2 is equal to thickness of knuckle pin. Now let us see the application of knuckle joint. Here the first application is axle wheel assembly, where knuckle joint are to be used. Then second and third application is for joining tractor and trolley. We use these knuckle joints. Now we start actual design procedure of knuckle joint. The first step is failure of rod under tension. Here the 3D view is to be represented for easy understanding failure area. When this rod is subjected to tensile load, then it fell under tensile stress, and these are the failure area. We can represent here failure area of a diameter D. Then tensile stress is equal to load or force upon area. Load or force is represented by W, and area is circular area, so the area of circle is pi by 4 d square. From this step we calculate diameter of rod. Now the second step is failure of knuckle pin under shearing. These are the 3D view of failure of knuckle pin under shearing. When transfer load is act on this pin, or we can say knuckle pin, then it may fail under shearing. So these are the area under failure under shearing. We can see here 2D diagram. These are the failure area, and this will be also failure area. So the shear stress tau is equal to force upon area. Force represented by W, and area of circle is nothing but pi by 4 d1 square. Here we can multiply by 2 because there are the two planes where shearing occurs. Now the empirical relation are used for design of knuckle joint. Many times the design of knuckle joint is a lengthy procedure, or so we can use this empirical relation for manufacturing of knuckle joint. First step is a diameter of pin. or we can say diameter of knuckle pin. D1 is equal to D. D means diameter of rod. Then second one is outer diameter of single eye, which is to be represent small d2 is equal to 2 times of rod diameter. Then third step is diameter of knuckle pin head, which is represented by d3 is equal to 1.5 times diameter of rod. Then next step is thickness of single eye small t is equal to 1.25 times diameter of rod. Then thickness of fork, or we can say double eye, T1 is equal to 0.75 times diameter of rod. Then thickness of collar pin T2 is equal to 0.5 times diameter of rod. Then next step is failure of single eye under tensions. These are the 3D view. Failure of single eye under tension. Then failure area, this and this. So dimensional view is to be represented here. Inner diameter of single eye is D1, which is also called as diameter of knuckle pin, and its outer diameter is small d2, and this hatching area is a failure area. So separately we can represent here. These are the rectangular portion, outer diameter d2, inner diameter d1, and their thickness will be small t. So this hatching area is to be represent here. Failure of single eye in tension means tensile stress is developed. Tensile stress is equal to force upon area. Force is represent W and area is nothing but this d2 minus small d1 into thickness. So we obtain this hatching area. From this equation we calculate tensile stress or check this tensile stress is within limit or not. If it is within limit, then design is safe. If it is out of the limit, then we need to improve the dimension of this single eye. Then next step is failure of single eye under crushing. Similar diagram is to be represented here. The middle portion is failure of single eye under crushing. These are the rectangular area or rectangular shape. Outer diameter is d2 and inner diameter is d1 and its thickness is t. For crushing we concentrate on this center portion. So failure occurs on that center portion. So crushing stress, which is represented here, sigma ck is equal to load upon area. Load represented by W, or we also say it force, and area is this thickness into d1, means these are the rectangular portion area. From that equation we calculate crushing stress or check it is within limit or not. If it is within limit, then your design is safe. If it is above the limit, then we need to modify the dimension either diameter d1 or thickness. Then next step is failure of single eye under shearing. These are the 3D view when failure of single eye under shearing. So shear stress is represented here. Tau is equal to force upon area. Force is nothing but W, and area means its outer diameter minus inner diameter into its thickness. From that equation we calculate shearing stress or check it is within limit or not. If it is within limit, then design is safe. If it is out of limit, then we modify the dimension of single eye. Now the next step, failure of double eye under tension. These are the 3D view of a double eye when tensile load is act, then due to which tensile stress develop in that double eye, so failure will occurs this type. These are the failure area. Here the dimensional view is to be represent and failure area is to be represent here. So tensile stress, which is represented by sigma T, is equal to force upon area. Force represented by W and area is rectangular section, means this hatching area. Okay, then this area is nothing but d2 minus d1. This d2 minus d1 into thickness, and we multiply by 2 because there are two portions, one here and second one is here. From that equation we calculate tensile stress and check this tensile stress is within limit or not. If it is within limit, then design is safe. If it is out of the limit, then we need to modify the dimension of double eye, or we can say fork. Now the next step is failure of double eye under crushing. So crushing stress is represent here, sigma Ck is equal to force upon area. Area is rectangular portion, centralized rectangular portion, means thickness T1 into diameter, inner diameter, or we can say diameter of knuckle pin D1, and multiply by 2 because it is double eye. From that equation we calculate this crushing stress. Okay, here crushing stress sigma Ck, or check this is within limit or not. If it is within limit, then design safe. If it is out of the limit, then we need to modify the dimension. It will be either thickness or diameter. Next step is failure of double eye or fork under shearing. These are the 3D view. Failure of double eye under shearing. This is failure area. So shearing stress here, tau is equal to force upon area. Force represented by W and area is this hatching area. So these are the rectangular portions. So d2 minus d1, this d2 minus d1 into thickness means t1 multiply by 2 because it is a double eye. From that equation we calculate shearing stress. If this shearing stress is within limit, then design is safe. If it is above the limit, then we need to modify the dimensions. It may be either d2, d1 and thickness. Thank you very much for listening the video about design of knuckle joint. So from we keep in mind that the failure of knuckle joint may be under rod in a tension. Then second step is knuckle pin under shearing. Then single eye may be failure in tensile, shear and crushing, and also double eye may be failure in tensile, shear and crushing. Thank you very much.